Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. This is technically unboxing the unboxed. It's also not. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Yeah, this is technically an unboxing the unboxed. This is also like a tier list or ranking video. Because we're gonna be ranking from worst to best all of the Pint-Sized Heroes FNAF figures that I got out of the FNAF Advent Calendar. If you've watched the FNAF Advent Calendar series, you've seen all of them, and you've probably heard my opinions on all of them. But if you haven't, we're still gonna go over them all of them. There's a lot here. So let's just get right into it. So first off, I think the worst one is this puppet figure. This is the worst one. You might be thinking, well, it's not that bad. Nah, it really isn't that bad. This is so lazy compared to everything else. It's so smooth. Like, the cheeks are the only thing that's molded and that's different than everything else. But, like, there's other things that have, like, painted on cheeks. But this is, like, the only one that has, like, molded cheeks. But it's so lazy. You could, there's, like, we'll get to it. Alright? So, this is the worst one. This puppet with the pink and blue one. This is awful. I made sure I specified that when I made the video on that one. So, next up we have the yellow puppet. I really do hate the puppet. I think it has such a unique design, and the way they did it is just awful. It looks garbage. This is the worst. These are the worst figures in the entire Advent Calendar. So yes, both of the puppets are the worst ones. This is 24 and this is 23. So next, this next one is gonna be like a little iffy. My dogs are barking. Next one, I'm gonna put this purple Chica. I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan of the color scheme. I mean, the cheek is nice and all, but I'm just not a huge fan of it, especially because mine is a paint blemish on the beak, and my dogs are barking. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this Chica. They're still barking. I'm gonna leave this in just because it's funny. They're still barking. They're still barking. Yeah. I'm gonna try and talk over them. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this purple Chica. I don't really like the black bib. It just looks too basic. It's like ugly. It's just like a little ugly because like the eye placements are also very different on each of the figures. It's just not a huge fan of this Chica. Alright, next. It's gonna go completely, this is like the complete opposite of the puppets. But next I'm gonna have to put this balloon boy. This yellow and pink balloon boy. It just looks, it looks gross. There's been so much effort put into the sculpt, but it just looks ugly. Like, also by the way, this is my personal opinion. So, yeah, just make sure you take this with a grain of salt. I mean, if you like this, no harm to you, but I just don't like it myself. Yeah, just not a huge fan, not a huge fan. Just like the skin, like supposed to be skin color, not pink. It just looks weird. And I could say that for a lot of these. Like, a lot of these, I'm just not a huge fan of. Alright, next up, we have this yellow Foxy. Now, this one, I do like the color scheme, but it's just the head sculpt. It looks so big. Look at that forehead. Like, the head sculpt just looks wrong. It looks wrong, doesn't it? It just looks bad. It just, like, if it wasn't for that head sculpt, this would be a perfectly cromulent figure. But the head sculpt is there, so it's not a good figure, and I don't like it. Alright, next we have, I'm gonna say this green money. I think it's perfectly fine. There's nothing, like, now we're getting into like all of the average figures that I don't have a huge problem with. we have this green Bonnie. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing really wrong with it. It just is very average. Nothing too bad. It's like not offensive. It's not offensively bad like the puppets, but it's not great. That's all I really have to say about it. It's just not that great. All right, next up we have, I think I'm missing a figure. I am. Here it is. Pink Freddy. Now, this looks fine until you get to the eyes. My eyes are off center. Look at that. It looks just wrong. Like, that is very messed up. Yeah, this is a very bad figure. Quality control on this is god awful. It looks worse in the video than in real life. Like, that's how bad it is. This is god awful. I mean, like, listen, the color scheme is perfectly fine, but if it wasn't for that printing error, it would be a lot better. Next, we have another Freddy, Green Freddy. Like, come on. This is where all the Freddys are gonna be, basically. Like, this one's just very lame. Just a green Freddy. Very lame, very average. What else can I say? Green Freddy. It looks perfectly fine. The eyes are perfectly aligned. Actually, no, this one's a little bit higher. But yeah, it's not as bad as Pink Freddy. Alright, so next up, we have Blue Freddy. Again, what else can I say? It looks exactly like Pink and Green Freddy. So, it's just another Freddy. The eyes are a lot better on this one. It's a lot less noticeable than Pink Freddy and Green Freddy. So, yeah. Just an average Blue Freddy. Like, what else can I say to this? And we have Blue Foxy. The color scheme is very good. The color scheme is perfect. This color scheme just works so well with Foxy, but if it wasn't for the head sculpt, it has the terrible bald head sculpt. It just looks wrong, doesn't it? It just looks weird. Like, it just, big forehead. Like, the color scheme could have carried it if it had the good head sculpt. This would be up so much higher, but it's just the head sculpt is bad. It's just not a good head sculpt. Then, next up, we have Purple Foxy. This has the good head sculpt with the little tufts on the top. This looks perfectly fine. This is a perfectly decent figure. I think it looks really good. This looks like a good figure. It has the good head sculpt. This is perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine with this figure, but like, you can really see the difference. This one looks so much balder than this one. Like, maybe it's supposed to be like a different kind of Foxy because the cheeks are molded. Maybe this is supposed to be like Funtime Foxy, you know, the toy Funtime Foxy, FNAF 2. But I don't know. It looks exactly the same, doesn't it? If it wasn't for those molded cheeks, they'd be like exactly the same. Next up, I think we're gonna get to this Balloon Boy. Like, it's a lot better than the other one. This is a lot better than the other one. This is probably like one of the best figures in the set. But there's better ones. So, what else can I say? It just looks fine. It's not offensive like the other one. This is perfectly fine. Next up, we have Green Foxy. Green Foxy looks very good. I do really like Green Foxy. Not a huge fan of that pink tooth. It just looks a little out of place. It stands out too much. And why does Foxy have a bow tie? When did Foxy have a bow tie? When did he have cheeks? Like, everything here has cheeks. Why does Foxy have a bow tie and cheeks? It looks so wrong now that I notice it. But what are you gonna do? It doesn't look that bad. Next up, we have Black Chica. The teeth that ruins it for me. The teeth just looks wrong. And like, the eyes are very spread out. It's a whole finger like apart. Like, not my favorite. My dogs are barking at the mailman again. We have multiple packages coming in today, so they're barking at the mailman. Next up, I'm gonna have to say this pink candy Bonnie. Just don't really like it that much. It's just very basic. It's just like, there's better figures. Like the eyes it just looks very weird. But it still has a very nice paint job. Very nice paint job. Like the paint job is perfectly fine. The eyes are just closer together and weren't so big. It looks perfectly fine though. Next up, I think, is gonna be probably Black Freddy. The teeth again, but it looks a lot better than Black Chica. Again, it's just perfectly good. The final four are at the top, are like pinnacle. Next up, I'm gonna have to say, probably Chocolate Freddy. I don't know, I never really liked this Chocolate Freddy design. It looks fine, just not a huge fan of it. Next up, I'm gonna have to say our next one is gonna be Black Bonnie. It's just the eyes. The eyes are what ruins it. They're smaller, so they look better, but it's just like not up there with like the top ones. Next up, I'm gonna say Chocolate Chica. Chocolate Chica is perfectly fine. Again, all of these are like perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with this. It just looks, I don't know, just normal. Like we're at the top, so the next five are the best ones. I have a lot to say about those next ones. But yeah, this one's pretty average. Now we're at the top five best figures of the entire thing. So first, I'm gonna have to say Black Foxy. Again, the teeth, it looks a lot better. It looks much better on Foxy than Chica or Freddy, especially because it has the better head sculpt. It just looks a lot better. It looks so good. Like, I really like the pink eye patch that goes all the way around. And then the green cheeks works. And the blue bow tie. Like, Foxy doesn't wear a bow tie, but it looks perfectly fine. Next up, top four, the best figures. It was very hard to rank these ones. So, but I think we're gonna have to start out with Present Chica. Present Chica, it's just so, it was so close. The red color scheme, it looks so nice. And then we get the green wrapping, but it was just so close. There's something off it could have fixed. I don't know what it is, but it looks good. It doesn't have the cheeks. It looks so good. All right, next we have Christmas Lights Bonnie. Again, very good. This was a lot better. Like, this is a huge jump from wrapping Chica. This is just so much nicer. Look at that. Like, the eyes are just a little bit too wide, but the paint job makes up for it. Look at those lights, the Christmas lights that goes all the way around it. It looks so nice. Then, finally, it hurts me to do this, but Gingerbread Freddy is at number 2 spot. It's very nice. I get that. It's very nice. It has the little buttons, which are, I think those are peppermints as buttons. It's very hard for my camera to focus, but yeah, it is very nice. It has a lot of detail on it. It looks extremely good, but there's a better one. And we all know who it was coming. Peppermint Foxy. It just works. It's so basic, but it looks so nice. It just wraps perfectly. It wraps around, like, and it just looks right. It looks like Foxy was always supposed to look like that. See, look at this. It's just an amazing head sculpt. This is an amazing, it has a good head sculpt. It has an amazing paint job, and it is the definitive best figure in the set. If you don't believe me, if you disagree with any of my positions, make sure you roast me in the comments. But this is my opinion. They're all good. They are really good. except for the puppets. The puppets are the worst ones. But besides the puppets, they're all pretty good. And I just think that the Christmas flagship ones are always gonna be the best ones, because it's just like they're supposed to be there. They're supposed to look good, and they just work. They do look good. Like they're supposed to look good, and they do look good. Like we have like the puppets. This one was supposed to look good, but it just doesn't. Like everything else, it looks like it's supposed to look good. Of course it's supposed to look good, but it just doesn't. And then we have the 4 Christmas ones. Those look good. Like these look good. And they're supposed to look good. These are the flagships of the box. And they look good. I love these. These are the best figures that I hold. That's why whenever I display them, they're always front and center. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. My next videos, I'm gonna be doing a lot. So make sure you're ready, because I have so much stuff that I have planned. Guess what? It's been a long time, but I bought a Beyblade. I bought a Beyblade. It's coming. It will probably be next week's or the week after that's video. I'm telling you, we're getting a Beyblade. We're finally getting a Beyblade. It's been so long. We're finally getting a Beyblade. We haven't had a Beyblade since Divine Belial. I don't think you guys realize how long ago that was. Divine Belial was almost a year ago. We're getting a new Beyblade. I bought a new Beyblade. I'm excited for that. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And yes, it's gonna be an unboxing the unboxed. And I'm gonna do a part by part with it. We're getting new Beyblades. The last part by part was a year ago. Or no, the last unboxing the unboxed was a year ago. It was a year ago. So we need a new unboxing the unboxed. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, I guess we'll see you guys